personal conversation. However, please feel free to use the chat box or the reaction feature if you want to participate in the discussion on ground by sharing your thoughts or by asking questions concerning the issues that will be discussed. I'm excited to see what we all will accomplish together. So let's get right into it. We'll begin this program with an opening prayer, and to lead us is Honorable Jonathan Kofi Tay, the National Financial Controller. Honorable Jonathan, please take over.
Thank you, Madam Selena. Please let us pray. Most merciful God, once again, we thank you. We give you all glory, we give you all praise. As we are starting in your name. We commit delegates, observers, and college participants into your hands. We pray for knowledge and understanding. Whatever we are doing from day one to the end of this Congress, we pray that Daddy, you take control, so that at the end, when you finish, we will give you all glory and honor, that Yahweh, you have made it wonderful. We commit the executives into your hands. We commit those who will be taking part of this year's Congress. This and many we ask through your Son, Jesus Christ, we pray thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Honorable Jonathan. That was very short and precise. If it has joined in, this is the day one of our 36th Delegates Congress, under the theme, Strength Through Unity, Collaborating for a Resilient Tomorrow. We are going to take the welcome address, and to do that, the honor is our local organizing committee chair, Honorable Kujokuma Dakwa, who also doubles as the national organizer. Honorable Kojo, please give us the welcome address. Honorable Kojo, please, are you here with us?
Please, he's joining in a minute. There's a problem with his network. Sorry.
Hello.
No.
Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Okay. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, all protocols observed. As the local organizer committee chair for the 36th Nugs-China Congress, it is my greatest pleasure to extend all warm greetings to you all. This year's Congress theme, Strength Through Unity, Collaborating for Resilience Tomorrow. We are all gathered here today with one purpose and one vision. The theme is within these few days, we have outlined some programs which will connect us together and brainstorm together. And these programs are Hello, can I be heard?
Yes,
yes,
please.
It just came. It can be heard.
Okay. So these programs are one, interacting with one another and also brainstorming. We also have invited guests to grace this occasion, and they are Professor Samuel Kofi Afram, Dr. Madam Patricia Owusu Dakon, Mr. William Esum, Dr. Julius Dai, Mr. Aaron Alex Opoku Ahene, and our noble Honorable Ambassador of China, Honorable Dr. Winfred Ni Okai Hammond, who will grace this occasion with his wisdom. There are round programs, which are the reading of the annual report by the Audit Committee, the National Senate report, and the Vetting Committee report, which is an overview of the achievements and challenges during our administration. We've also allocated some time for other activities, such as the vetting, reading of manifesto, mock voting, and also the handover ceremony. This will enable us to shape our union and the leaders for tomorrow. To all delegates, I entreat and ensure that we participate fully and follow proceedings. Together, we can foster changes that will go ahead beyond this Congress. Once again, I welcome all of you to this Congress. Long live Ghana, long live Nugs-China. Thank you.
Thank you so much, LOC Chair, Honorable Kojo Kuma Dakwa. Indeed, knowledge will be shared and ideas are going to be exchanged. Now, it is with great honor I introduce the National President for Nugs-China, who doubles as the chairperson for this Congress, Honorable Stephen Safo Eduyeboa. Honorable Stephen will open the Congress, then the national anthem will follow suit. So let's welcome our president. Greetings, sir. Please take over.
Thank you very much. Ms. Selina, please, can I be heard?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. Greetings to everyone, distinguished congressmen and women, esteemed guests, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, going by the words of the local organizing committee chairman, I would like to welcome all to this year's 36th annual E-Congress 2024. This year's Congress marks our 36 years of incessant amity, unity, and progress. Firstly, I would like to say a big thank you to you all and everyone who have contributed in diverse ways to this journey so far. Indeed, it is worth of note that our success story today is by dint of the contribution of each and every member of this great union. We have collectively come this far because you played your role well. Without argument, the theme for this year's 36th Annual E-Congress is pertinent, emphasizing the need for all Nugs-China members to continue to foster unity and collaboration. This is because our vision for a resilient tomorrow is strategically linked to our networks. Our philosophy of possibility in togetherness isn't just a mantra, but a force we need to embrace for our success tomorrow. I would like to use this opportunity to urge everyone to participate fully in all Congress deliberations, proceedings, and activities. Let's all do well to collaborate and enjoy ourselves. I wish us all success in this year's Congress. On this note, as the chairperson of this year's Congress, it is my singular honor to declare the 36th Annual E-Congress 2024 duly open for proceedings to commence. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Media, please, the national anthem. Thank you so much, Mr. Thank you so much, media. Thank you, Mr. President. This is to inform you all that we are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook and all our other social media platforms. So kindly turn on your video, turn on your camera if your environment is conducive. Again, I'd like to invite the national president to introduce the patrons. Honorable Chair, please take the stage.
Thank you very much, Selena. Please, media, could you please do the projection for me? Thank you all for attending this Congress. The Congress has already been opened and the proceedings have just started. We'd like to introduce the congressmen and women, our patrons for this great union. Please, can you share their names? So please, okay. So please, if our patrons are here, I would like us to acknowledge the presence of Professor Kluger. Please, Prof, please, if you are here, could you please open your video for us to see you? Professor Kluger Brown. Okay, Prof will join us very soon. We'll quickly move on to Mr. Eric Opoku from the Beijing Embassy. Mr. Opoku. Mr. Opoku. Thank you very much. We also have our own Dr. Ben Bafo. Dr. Ben Bafo, former President Nugs-China. He's also part of the patron. And then we have Dr. Julius Starr. Please, if any of the patrons are here, you can please open your video for us to say hi to you, and then for congressmen and women to also acknowledge you. Okay, I know with time, our patrons will join us. Thank you very much. Please take over. Okay, thank you. Please join us. Thank you very much. Madam Selena, please, you can take over.
Thank you so much, Mr. President, and to our patrons that are here, you are warmly welcome. Moving on, we'll take the reading of previous Congress reports by the National Secretary General, Honorable Laurentia Agent Davis. Honorable Secretary, please, the platform is yours.
Mr. Organizer, please, can you share the, okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Minutes for the 35th Nugs-China Annual Delegate Online Congress 2023. The 35th Annual Congress of the National Union of Ghanaian Students in China, Nugs-China, themed Empowering Minds for a Better Nugs-China, Cultivating an Attitude of Responsibility Through Intentional Action, took place from July 13th to July 15th via Zoom and streamed live on YouTube. The entire Congress was chaired by the National President, Mr. Stephen Osei Appiah. The first day was moderated by Ms. Selina Grace Minta and commenced with an opening prayer by Ms. Laurentia, the Shanghai Wukong. Congress was fully opened by Honorable Stephen Osei Appiah, who acknowledged the great effort of all who have worked and are still working tirelessly towards the best of the association. He further encouraged participants to be intentional and active in all deliberations. The minutes of the 34th Congress was read by the Secretary General, Ms. Rachel Isiako. Mr. Manuel, a delegate from Anhui, suggested that going forward, reports and minutes should be made available earlier for the perusal of participants. After further deliberations, Mr. Alimu, the Shanghai president, moved a motion for the acceptance of the minutes and was seconded by Mr. Manuel, the Anhui delegate. Next on the agenda, Ms. Isiako, the Secretary General, facilitated a reading of chapter report. Mr. Terence Thomas, the National Vice President, then presented members of the various committees to Congress, and the introduction of aspirants was done by Ms. Matilda Kisiwakumi, the Secretary of the Electoral Commission. Congress was notified of the absence of applicants for the position of National Organizer and National Women's Commissioner. After deliberations, Congress agreed to carry out a poll. The motion for the poll was, should nominations be open for all executive positions? 43% of Congress voted yes, whereas 57% voted no. Hence, nomination was reopened for the portfolio of National Organizer and National Women's Commissioner only. Voting was strictly done by delegates. The list of committee members is as follows. Please, can you go down, Mr. Organizer? So we have the audit committee, and for the members, we have Afenia Millicent Selassie, we have Timothy Masuni, and we have Jonathan Tay. And for the vetting committee, we have Francisca Abo as the chairperson, we have Lukma Jedua as the secretary, and we have Irene Koko Agbenu. We also have Dr. Isaac Safo and Cindy Sapon as members. And for the electoral committee, we have Ebenezer Nixon Mikwe, we have Benjamin Ajekum, and we also have Matilda Kisiwakumi. And for the judicial committee, we had Nketia Edward Apau as the chair, Enin Vendish Kweku, and then we had Mrs. Olivia Ej Boateng as part of the members of the judicial committee. The list of aspirants for the national executive positions is as follows. Stephen Safo Eduyebua, President. Patience Akosia Jibodi Kosoku, Vice President. Laurentia Ajindave, Secretary General, and then Opoku Pius as Financial Controller. The next session for the day was time with the embassy. Congressmen and women were given the opportunity to seek clarity on issues such as the role of the embassy, booking an appointment, registration of children born here, marriage registration, Ghana card, and reasons for delays in interventions from embassy. Reps from the embassy assured participants of their constant support and help. The second session of the report reading commenced and was facilitated by Ms. Bubakar Aishetu, the National Women's Commissioner. Next on the agenda, Mr. Wisdom Ativi introduced our guest speaker, Mr. Bernardino Foku Avli, a Ghanaian media personality, broadcast journalist, and public speaker. He spoke on the topic, building strong connections, and emphasized the need for cooperation networking, and valuing people. Ms. Aishatu Abubakar led the question and answer session afterwards and presented a citation to Mr. Avli on behalf of the union. Mr. Raphael, the then Nooks Hanjo organizer, stroke LOC, gave the announcement for the day. Day one ended with a closing prayer from Ms. Yinli Duo, the Guangzhou president. The proceedings for day two. Day two of Congress began with an opening prayer so as to set the tone for the subsequent events of the day. Mrs. Lav Niama was the moderator for the day. The national president, Mr. Stephen Osei Apia, presented the national report, after which delegates were given the opportunity to ask questions and seek clarity. Mr. Nuku moved for the acceptance of the report and was seconded by Mr. Benjamin from Anhui. Mr. Andrew Brown from Hanjo introduced the guest speaker, Nanajua Awindo, who led us in a discussion on the theme, Embracing Change, Turning Challenges into Opportunities. She thanked the NEC and Nooks for the invitation to join the Delegate Congress and spoke on the theme. She encouraged us to embrace change as it was inevitable and to transform our challenges into opportunities. Mr. Charles Ofori, the Hanjo chapter president, led the question and answer session after the presentation. He also presented a citation of honor to the guest speaker on behalf of the union. The financial report was presented by Ms. Aishatu Abubakar, the National Women's Commissioner, as the financial controller was unavailable at the time. Delegates were given the opportunity to ask questions pertaining to the report presented. Mr. Emmanuel from Anhui moved for the acceptance of the finance report. Mr. Vendish suggested that the audit committee be given the opportunity to present their report before the financial report was accepted by Congress. Mr. Timothy Masuni, the secretary of the audit committee, presented the National Audit Committee's report. Mr. Philip Kofi Alimo from Shanghai moved for the acceptance of the national audit and the national financial report. The motion was seconded by Mr. Vendish Kweku Eni. After a short dinner break, Ms. Irene Koko, a member of the vetting committee, presented the vetting results. All aspirants but Mr. Pius Opoku from Nanchan passed the vetting report process. The national Mr. Organizer. Okay, thank you. The national president presented a motion for deliberation for the opening of nominations till the third day of Congress in order to give the opportunity for delegates to apply for the 3 vacant positions. After deliberations and clarifications from Mr. Vendish of the National Judicial Committee, the portal was open to nominations and applications. The Senate report was then presented by Ms. Nanajua Inkunim Johnson, the Vice Chair of Senate. Mr. Philip Kofi Alimo moved for the acceptance of the Senate report. Mr. Frederick from Beijing seconded. Ms. Constance Osei Bonsu, the Jinhua president, introduced the guest speaker, Uncle Ebo White. Mr. Organizer, please go back to day 2. You skipped something there. Yeah, thank you. You can stay here, thank you. Ms. Constance Osei-Bonsu, the Jinhua president, introduced the guest speaker, Uncle Ebo White. He shared on the theme, Overcoming Self-Doubt, Embracing Your Potential. Mr. Philip Kofi Alimo led the question and answer session after the presentation and presented the guest speaker with a citation on behalf of the union. After a short break, the Electoral Commission led the much-awaited session of the day, manifesto reading. The aspirants were given a few minutes to share their manifestos with Congress and were given the opportunity to answer some questions from congressmen and women. Ms. Juliana Danso of the LOC gave the announcement for the day. Day 2 ended with a closing prayer from Miss Millicent Afenya from the Wuhan chapter. Proceedings of day 3. Day 3 began with an opening prayer by Mr. Terence Tete. Miss Efia Boti was the moderator for the day. The first activity of the day of Congress was a mock voting process led by the Electoral Commission in order for members to get acquainted with the voting process and to resolve any issues that could pop up. During the voting process, Mr. Enin Vendish led Congress in a game session. Afterwards, Ms. Francisca Abo led a panel discussion with a few former national executives and the national press on revitalizing our chapters. In attendance were Dr. Julius Caesar, Dr. Ben Bafo, Ms. Irene Agbenu, Mr. Vendish Enin, and Mr. Stephen Osei Apia. They shared some experiences of their time in office. It turned out to be a very fruitful discussion. Next, the Congress had solidarity messages from sister organizations, including GUCS, GASCA, and Nugs-Italy, underlining the interconnectedness of the global community and the importance of mutual support. After the dinner break, the LOC Vice Chair, Mr. Abiu, introduced the next guest speaker, Professor Robert Ebohinson. Professor Ebohinson gave a presentation on the topic, Education Beyond the Classroom, Embracing Experiential Learning. He spoke on professional excellence and its importance beyond the classroom. Ms. Justina Mwako moderated the question and answer session where Congress was given the opportunity to interact with the guest speaker. She also presented a citation of honor to Professor Hinson on behalf of the union. Please, you can go down, Mr. Organizer. Okay, thank you. Okay. The Electoral Commission proceeded to share the benefits of the election. The newly elected leaders were Stephen Eduyeboah, President, Patience Kosia Jibodi Kosoku, Vice President, Laurentia Ajin Davis, Secretary General. Mr. Clement of the NJC led the swearing in of the newly elected NJC members. Mr. Edward Nketia, the newly elected NJC chair, facilitated the handing over process and the swearing in of the newly elected executives. Mr. Stephen Eduyeboah gave the acceptance speech on behalf of the newly elected executives. Ms. Rachel Esuaka, the immediate past Secretary General, gave the vote of thanks. The LOC gave the final announcement for Congress and asked Congress to present their suggestions afterwards for a better organization of Congress next year. Mr. Stephen Eduyeboah, the president-elect, asked for a delegate to move for the adjournment of Congress. Mr. Kojo Dakwa moved for the adjournment of Congress until 2024 and was seconded by Ms. Laurentia Ajin Davis. Congress ended with a closing prayer by Mr. Stephen Osei Apia, prepared by Rachel Esuako, Secretary General, 2022-2023 academic year. Congressmen, Congresswomen, I present to you the minutes for the 35th Annual Congress. Thank you very much. Please, the floor is open for omissions and corrections. Thank you.
Thank you so much, National Secretary. Fellow delegates, the National Secretary is on standby for your questions and suggestions. If you have any question, you can use the reaction feature, then you can ask your question. If there are no questions or suggestions, we will need a delegate to move.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry?
Very much. Yeah, thank you, Madam Moderator. Yeah, you can continue.
Okay.
Okay.
If there are no questions, we would need a delegate to move for the acceptance of the minute. Then another delegate will second.
Yeah. Jinwa delegate. Please, okay.
Sorry,
Started.
sorry, it's just a little concern. So,
Okay.
for day three opening prayer, I was the one who
Okay.
did it, and my name was not in full. So, please you can check, and then
Day 3, opening
my
prayer.
my name is supposed to be Tete Terence Thomas.
Okay.
Not
Get it. Okay.
Terence Thomas. So Thomas has to be added to my name. Thank
Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So if there's no other correction, can someone move for the acceptance and another person seconds? Yeah. Please, you can go ahead, Engineer Eugene.
My name is Eugene from Changsha, delegate.
Okay.
In
Okay.
the absence of no further correction and commission, I ask for the acceptance of the minute. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Is anyone to second? We need a seconder. Okay. Would I go for it, please? You can. Yeah.
Okay, so I, Godfred Kofo Teria, a delegate of Taiyuan chapter, seconds the motion that they should be accepted.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much. So the minute has been accepted. Thank you all. Over to you, Madam Moderator.
Thank you so much, National Secretary General. Please, we are reminded that we are streaming live on YouTube, on Facebook, and all our social media platforms. So kindly turn on your cameras if your environment is conducive. It's now time to get to know the new chapter executives and new committees. That is the NJC, the audit, the vetting, and the EC. To do us the honor to introduce the new individuals and their portfolios is the National Vice President, Honorable Patience A.D. Kosoku. Hello, Miss. Please do us the honor.
All right, thank you so much, Madam Moderator, Selina. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would just proceed on the established protocol. You are once again welcome to the 36th Annual Congress. So I would share my screen now so we can have. I'm not able to share. I don't know why.
So, okay. You are now the co-host. You can continue.
Okay. Okay, I hope you can all see, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. So it's a great honor for me to be the one to introduce to you all, congressmen and women, our new chapter executives and all committees and commissions under Nugs-China. So we understand that we have the National Judiciary Committee, we have the Audit Committee, we have Vetting Committee, and then the Electoral Commission. So I would be introducing all these committees members to us. And if there is any objection to any member or even the whole committee, please feel free to air your concerns. And also, if we've reached a consensus on the committee members, I would plead with the House for someone to move for approval or acceptance of the committees, and we proceed. Okay. So I would start by introducing the new chapter executives. I would say that God has been faithful to this tenure, and this year we are glad to say that we have new chapter executives to introduce to all of you. In total, we have about 25 chapters, and today I would be introducing to us 10 chapters that have submitted their new executives, and we have extra chapters who are maintaining the old executives. So those chapters are not having new chapter executives, but the existing chapter executives will be maintaining their role to lead the next administration of their chapter. Okay. So I would proceed with the first chapter, which is the Chansha chapter. And as you can see, we have for Chansha chapter, Isaac Richard Miller as the president. We have Justice Ano Asari as the secretary, Kofi Intim Sampson, organizer, and then the financial secretary is Badazabra Samuel Polo. Please pardon me if I don't pronounce your name well, okay, pardon me. But I'm sure that all of us can see the names on the screen. So these are the Chansha chapter executives to the Honorable House. The next chapter is the Anhui chapter. So we have Lutrod Bentum Enim as the president, and then the vice president is Mr. Osei Bernard Afriye. We have the organizer as Alote. Then we have the financial controller as Emmanuel Brintool. We have the women's commissioner as Ofusuhima Princess. So we have the Anhui chapter executives presented to you. Next is the Xi'an chapter executives. For the president, we have Frederick Neil Fairbrooks, and the secretary is Gifty Tichwa Abuaje. Then we have Mr. Samuel Awotre as the organizer. Then we have Michael Fume as the financial controller. And then we have Sandra Dede Asante as the women's commissioner. So presented to you are the Xi'an chapter executives. Next is the Hangzhou chapter executives. We have for president, Samuel Atta Entry. Then the vice is Phoebe Ama Jewu. We have Efwa Asian Ankuma Pia as the organizer. We have Ewedanu Grace Selassie. As the secretary, and then the women's commissioner is Obi Tres Muela Wanda Paula. So presented to you are the Hangzhou chapter executives. The Chengdu chapter executives are Tamimu Gaddafi Mohammed. as the president. Kwesi Oderi Wedu, vice president. Forgive me for leaving the aspirants, or should I say the word aspirants by their names or designation. Okay. Aaron Felix Opoku Boateng as the secretary. We have Christopher Akpabwa as the treasurer and Owahini K. Safo-Kantaka as the organizer. So here are your Chendu chapter executives. We also have the Chichiha chapter executives. And Yakubu Akram Baba is the president, Maryam Yela Aluma is the secretary, and then Mohammed Ulera as the financial officer. Okay. Again, we have the Nanchan chapter executives. The president is Moses Arthur Bedu. The secretary general is Awuro Arama. Then we have the financial controller as Intim Vincent Sarkodie. And then since the Nanchan chapter is more or less a version of two different cities due to the limited number, there is a rep for the other city that's for easy communication. So we have a rep for the city called Chindeng. So that rep is Budu Othniel. Okay, so these are the executives of Nanchan chapter. Next is the chapters, the reps of chapters that do not have full house or full executive committee. So these chapters have representations or reps, as we would easily call it. So these people work hand in hand with the NEC for easy communication with the members of these chapters. So these reps or representatives serve as the president, the secretary, the financial controller, women's commissioner, organizer, and what have you. They do all the work. And I'm privileged to announce to you that for the Qingdao chapter, we have Anna Ekia Asa. Then we have, for Chanjo, we have Gideon Kofi. And then Bright Day entry for Wuhan. Now Wuhan, after the executives, that for this outgoing administration are done. And then as at now, only one person has shown interest in the leadership. So this person has taken over from the, should I say, outgone executives and is playing the role of a rep for Wuhan. However, going forward, the chapter would open nomination again for interested parties to join Bright AJ entry so that they can have a full house for executive committee at Wuhan chapter. Also, there are some chapters that the executives decide to maintain their role, and Hainan chapter, Xi'an chapter, Suzhou chapter, Qingdao chapter, these are the chapters the executives would be performing their duty or rolling over their duties for the next academic year. And also, We have Beijing chapter that has completed their electoral process, and the executives would be outdoor. Sorry, I do not have a full list now to introduce all the members to you. So, honorable congressmen and women, these are your new chapter executives that would be working with the incoming NEC or the National Executive Committee for progress of our union into the next academic year. Thank you very much. Okay, so if you have any concerns regarding the introduction of the new chapter executives, you please raise your hand and then you would be called. And if we are done with that, I would require a member to move for the acceptance of these executives or approval. So we can move on. I think Godfred. Okay, Godfred Kufo.
Okay, greetings to everyone. Please, I didn't see the leadership of Taiwan chapter.
Okay. Maybe that is an oversight. I'm sorry if you submitted the list and I omitted it. I'm very sorry about that. I would do that addition right away. And then do we have any, aside that, do you have any other concerns, Mr. Godfrey?
No, please.
Thank you so much. Mr. Ben Anhui.
Can I be heard, please?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Can you please project the Anhui list again? Because I think I saw something. Looks like an oversight.
Yes, please.
Yes, I think the Emmanuel bring through isn't the FC. So kindly take note of that. It's Paul Drebin.
Okay.
So kindly take note of that and before it's accepted as such.
All right. Thank you so much. I am so sorry for this mix-up.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. Please, I think I see one other person. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Lutrot.
Okay, I think it's the same thing. I didn't see his hand up.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
yes. It's actually the same problem. So
okay, please, I will do the corrections. I will do the corrections.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, please, any other concerns from the House?
Okay, Madam President, I'm finding it difficult to raise my hand, so.
Okay, go ahead. Is that Mr. Manuel?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you please introduce yourself and then your designation, whether you are observer or delegate.
Come in.
I'm saying that you please properly introduce yourself and tell us your designation, whether you are an observer.
Please, my name is Manuel.
Then go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Manuel and I am an NJC member. Okay, it's just a little bit of clarification concerning the representatives and then the rollover executives. I realized that you maintained one person for Qingdao. I wanted to find out whether it was a mistake or it's not. One lady by the last name Arthur was a representative presentation, and at the same time as rollover executive.
Oh yeah, she is a rollover executive. Sorry about that. She is a rollover executive.
Okay, at the same time, a chapter representative.
She is a chapter representative, and she is the executive at that chapter. So, do you understand now, please?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Manuel. Please, any other hand? Okay, I think there is no other hand raised. So, recognizing all the errors that would be corrected, can I please have someone move for the acceptance or approval of the chapter executive list as presented to you? Thank you. Please, can we have someone move so we can move to the introduction of committees quickly? Okay, please. Eric Atakwino.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Madam Secretary. So I, Eric Atakwino, a member of the NJC, humbly accept and move this for proceedings to continue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any seconder of the motion? Okay, I see Hannah.
Okay. I, Hannah Abra Agbogbo, a Beijing delegate, second the motion for the acceptance of the committees and executives.
Okay, all right. So thank you very much for accepting the executives as introduced with recognition for corrections. Thank you. So we now move to the introduction of our committees or committee members. So we have the first committee, the vetting committee, who will be playing very salient role in this Congress to determine the candidates that are worthy to proceed through the election process for us to determine the next administration of the National Executive Committee. So as members, we have Dr. Isaac Safo, and then we have Mr. Godfred Kufuor Tavia. Again, we have Mr. Bashiru Mohammed, Madam Irene Koko Nyango Agbenu, and then Professor Geoffrey Bentum Micah. These are the 5 members of the vetting committee. So, Honorable House, can we move for the approval of these committee members? Else, let's air our objections to any member if there is any. Okay, there is a hand raised up. Mr.
Okay,
Terence.
I, Tete Terence Thomas, move for the acceptance of the committee members.
Thank you so much, sir. Please, can we have a seconder? Can someone move or second the motion for acceptance? Okay.
Seconded, Ms. Chadley, Stephanie.
Please, we didn't hear that.
I, Stephanie Chagley, a delegate from the Nanjing chapter, seconds the motion.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so we move to the next. The audit committee. The people who will determine whether the financial report presented is true and fair. And we have Mr. Suleiman Bawa. You can see their profile just a little bit, which determines whether they are worthy to be part of the audit committee or they have the necessary experience and skills to be part of the audit committee. So I won't waste time reading all of that. You can please see for yourself. Then we have Madam Kwashi Abigail, and then Paul Schwebing. We have 3 members here because that is the standard set by the Constitution. So all other committees, we have 5 members, but for the audit committee, 3. So don't be surprised if you see 3 members for the audit committee. All right, so can we have someone move for the acceptance or present an objection? Okay. Who is this? Okay, I can't see the name, so please, if your hand is raised up, kindly speak. Okay, right, Wuhan. Kindly speak.
Hi, please, can I be here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I, Bright, from Wuhan chapter, who presented the honorable members who qualified to be audit committee. I humbly move for the motion of acceptance of the committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Bright. Please, any seconder? Please, any seconder? Okay, Mr. Ferdinand. Mr. Ferdinand, please go ahead. Oh, okay. That's not the case. Can we have someone else? I see. Okay, Atram. Someone from Atram or...
Can I be heard?
Yes, please.
Yeah, Jacob Akram Baba from TTR chapter. I second the audit committee.
Okay, thank you so much for accepting the members of the audit committee. All right, so we move to the next one quickly. There's some mix-up. Just a second, please. Sorry, Honorable House, for the delay. So for the Electoral Commission, we have Mr. Sebastian Batasuma, we have Amos Ngwa, Mr. Timothy Masuni Nagriwum, Brown Judith Ateka, Ayeka, and then Mr. Nathan Awelama Tiga. Yes, so these are the members of the Electoral Commission. Please kindly move for the acceptance of the members of this commission or air your objection if there is any. So I see Mr. Bright's hand. Kindly proceed. Kindly proceed. Please, can someone move for the acceptance? Okay, we have Mr. Paul Anhui. Paul from Anhui chapter.
All right. Yes, my name is Paul, and I want to move for the acceptance of the members of the Electoral Commission.
All right, thank you so much, sir. Can we have a seconder?
Yes, my name is Isaac Richard Malan from Changsha. I move for the acceptance of the members of the Electoral Commission.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Congressman, for the acceptance of the Electoral Commission. So, introduction of the NJC. I am deeply sorry for the mix-up on my slide. I don't know how come I've missed a lot of information is missing on my slide. I really can't tell. I'm so sorry. But if you can permit me, I can mention the names of the members without their pictures. And then I would finish the house with all the corrected slides or all the correction on the slide and then share in our Congress page. Okay. So as members of the National Judiciary Committee, we have Mr. Nketia Edward Apau from the Thai UN chapter. We also have Mr. Richmond Anaman from the Changsha chapter. We have Mr. Eric Atakweno from the Beijing chapter. We have Mr. Benjamin Orcheng. I'm sorry, this name always gives me problems. So Mr. Ben, forgive me. He is from the Anhui chapter. Then from the Wuhan chapter, we have Mr. Nyantechi George. So Honorable House, these are the 5 members of the NJC. To repeat, we have Mr. Nketia Edward Apau, Mr. Richmond Anaman, Mr. Eric Atakweno, Mr. Benjamin Ochen, and then Mr. Nyantechi George. Okay. So please, Honorable House, your acceptance or otherwise. All right, Mr. Leslie.
I, Leslie, President of the Hanju chapter, move for the acceptance of NJC members.
Okay, thank you very much. A seconder? All right, Madam Princess. Madam Princess, kindly go ahead. Okay, if Princess couldn't speak, Mr. Chedua Lukman.
I, Lukman Jedwa from Tyrian chapter, delegate from Tyrian. I second the acceptance of the members of the NJC. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. All right, so on this note, we have come to the end of the introduction of new chapter executives, committees, and commission. Thank you so much, honorable congressmen and women. Over to you, Madam Moderator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Patient. Please, if you want to ask any question or raise any concern, kindly let the House know your name and portfolio before you go ahead with your question or your suggestion. Thank you so much. It's time for the reading of chapter reports, and to coordinate this session is the National Secretary General, Honorable Laurentia. Please, if you can hear me, kindly take over. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Moderator. Yeah, so as it stands now, currently, Nugs has 25 chapters. So today, 14 chapters are going to present their activity reports. Mr. Lukman, please, your hand is up.
So, sorry, that's from earlier on. Please proceed.
Okay. Please, a minute. Okay. So to start with the chapter report reading, we will start from Genjian chapter. Mr. Organizer, please, can you help project the Genjian chapter report? And the Genjian chapter secretary is here. Mr. Banning, please, you can take over. Hello, Mr. Banning.
Yes, madam, please, I am here. I'm waiting for the project.
Okay, I think he's projecting for you. Okay, thank you very much. You can take over, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. Sorry, good afternoon, Congressman. I present to you the chapter report for Jinjiang chapter. Introduction and overview. I am delighted to present the annual report for the National Union of Ghana Students, Jinjiang chapter, for the 2023-2024 academic year. This year has been one of significant progress and achievement for our chapter. We have successfully launched several new initiatives aimed at enhancing student experience in the chapter. Despite facing numerous challenges, our resilience and commitment to our mission have propelled us forward. Thank you for your continued support. About Nugs-China, Nugs-China is a chapter under the National Union of Ghana Students in China, a student-led organization dedicated to advocating for the rights and interests of students in China. The union seeks to promote educational excellence, social justice, and the holistic development of students by creating a supportive and inclusive environment where every student can thrive. At present, there are 2 schools under this chapter: Zhejiang University of Science and Technology and Jiangsu University of Science and Technology and Jiangsu University. Organizational structure and governance. Nugs-China operates under a structured governance framework comprising the Executive Committee, various subcommittees, and the General Assembly. The Executive Committee is responsible for daily operations and strategic decision-making, while the General Assembly provides oversight and approves major policies. Can we please go down? Can you please scroll down? Thank you. Governance. Nugs-China operates under a structured governance framework comprising the Executive Committee, various subcommittees, and the General Assembly. The Executive Committee is responsible for daily operations and strategic decision-making, while the General Assembly provides oversight and approves major policies. Elections. In 2023, Nugs-China conducted its annual elections in June. The election process was transparent and inclusive, with Evans Ajay elected as the new president. The voter turnout was less than 50% of the total membership, reflecting below average engagement from our members. The executive committee members were Mr. Evans Ajay, the president. We have Ms. Afriye Harriet Asabia, the vice president. Samuel Bani Osei, the general secretary. Mr. Nagyowum Timothy Masuni, the financial controller. Ms. Esther Ajewa Owusu, the women's commissioner, and Mr. Kwame Ashagbo, the organizer. Our patron is Dr. John Nelson Kuma. Then we also have subcommittees. Now, these are some of the subcommittee members. The organizing committee, we had Francis Etim Akanyiba. We have Carlos Prempong Akuwa. We have Texin Entry Bosiakon. We have Enin Vendish, Joanna Kobina, and Ojo Atanuku Abiu. Then for Welfare Committee, we have Anthony Ato Akufu, Sian Whitney, Agenta Charity Lareba. For Audit Committee, we did not have any member. Then for Publicity Committee, we had Baba Bwejiwa Saki. We had Kwejo Ata Nuku Abiu. Then for Electoral Committee, we had Kojo Ata Nuku Abiu. For Vetting Committee, we have Mr. Texin Entry Bosiakon. And for Judicial Committee, we had no member. Achievements and milestones. Formation of committees. Nominations were opened for all members to join various committees within the chapter. We encouraged voluntary participation, resulting in the formation of committees such as the organizing committee, the judicial committee, among others. Now, we had, for the general meeting, we held an online meeting to formally address the general membership. The leadership of the chapter were introduced to the General Assembly. We presented the budget and activities for the tenure. Then we provided a platform for members to engage in discussions and express their concern. Then we have the pickup activity. So we collaborated with the national executives to organize transportation for fresh and continuing students arriving from Ghana. We assisted over 40 students, picking some of them from the train station and providing accommodation for others. We aided in obtaining and registering new SIM cards for the students. We offered them various forms of assistance to ensure smooth transition for the students. We held the Aquaba event. We conducted a program to officially welcome fresh students to campus, encompassing both Jiangsu University and the Jiangsu University of Science and Technology. In attendance to grace the event were the national president and some chapter presidents of the union, enhancing its significance in fostering unity among the members. Then we held the national games here at Jinjiang chapter. The Jinjiang chapter proudly organized and hosted the national games and events in 2023, drawing attendees from chapters across the country. This was done in collaboration with the national organizing team. We successfully executed the program, contributing to the overall satisfaction of participants. Breast cancer by the Women Commissioner. We collaborated with Shanghai and other chapters to organize a breast cancer awareness program. We conducted talks and educational sessions on breast health issues for the benefit of chapter members. Keep Fit under the auspices of WUCOM. In collaboration with National WUCOM, we organized a Keep Fit activity specifically tailored for the women in the chapter. It was an online event dubbed Get Fired Up, promoted physical wellness and healthy lifestyle among female members. We engaged participants in exercises, fitness routines, and wellness discussions. Love Festival. Under the auspices of the WUCOM, a special love feast was organized for the General Assembly. The theme for the program was dubbed Capacity Building, Knowing and Loving Yourself. We had talks from experts on academic and career guidance, health and hygiene. Then we also had social interactions and games. And then, of course, there were foods and drinks at the occasion. We made merry and the members were excited. Now, the challenges and opportunities, challenges that we faced as a chapter. One of the significant challenges this year was the inability of members to participate in the activities of the chapter due to various academic engagements, difficulty in collecting dues from members, and then funding constraints limited the scope of some of our planned activities. The opportunities, the increased interest in student activities provide a fertile ground for Nugs to lead more impactful advocacy campaigns. We also see potential in forming strategic partnership with NGOs and corporate sponsors. Membership report. As of June 2024, Nugs-China has a total of 129 active members, representing 34.9% of the general membership. There are over 240. Please, can we go up a little? There are over 240 alumni members, representing 65.1%. The membership demographic breakdown is as follows. Jiangsu University of Science and Technology, we have 26.2% of our membership coming from JAST. And then we have the remaining 73.8% coming from Jiangsu University. We have 42.73% of our members being female, and the remaining 57.27 being male. Acknowledgement. We extend our heartfelt thanks to our committee members, sponsors, volunteers, and all members for their unwavering support and dedication to Nugs-China. Special thanks to Dr. John Nelson Kuma for his generous contributions and to our hardworking executive members. Thank you. Signed by General Secretary and the President. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Banning, Secretary for Gen chapter. Congress, please, this is the report for Gen for the past administration. So please, the floor is open for questions, omissions, and then corrections. If you want to verify something, please feel free. But due to time, please, we'll allow for just one question for each chapter. Yeah. So anyone has any question for Gen chapter with regards to the activities, please, the floor is open. You can raise your hand. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So in the absence of any question or corrections, I only see in the chat box, well done, good work. So Gen chapter, well done, good job. And NEC also wants to say a big thank you for hosting for being the LOC for the in-person games we had in Gen on the 3rd of October. We want to say a big thank you to you and for all the activities. So without any corrections or questions, I humbly ask that someone will move for the acceptance of their reports as a working document. So please, can someone move for the acceptance of their reports? And another person will second. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Malan of Chansha, please. I see your hands raised. Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
I, Isaac Richard Malan, delegate of Chansha. In the absence of any further amendment or corrections to the report from Genjan, I move for its acceptance. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I see your hand, Mr. Ferdinand, Shanghai delegate, please. You can.
Yes, I'm Ferdinand Isiadu, delegate from Shanghai. I second the motion. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Ferdinand from Shanghai. So, Congress, the report for Genjian chapter has been accepted as a working document to be used even for the next administration and as a guide. Thank you very much. Please, on this note, I humbly entreat chapter secretaries or their president to humbly send their chapter reports to the Congress page so that congressmen and women can be following as it is being presented. So please, we can drop our chapter reports on the Congress page. So chapter secretaries, we can start dropping it. So I humbly call on, the next is Shanghai chapter. Shanghai chapter. So I call on the president or the organizer to present.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you all can hear me. I'm in the person of Boyesiama, current president of Nugs Shanghai chapter, and I'm here to read the annual report. Greetings to the House.
Greetings.
Is it going to be projected?
Yes, please. The organizer
Okay.
is going to project on there. Hello, Mr. Organizer. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
So annual report of chapter activities for the 2023-2024 academic year. 1. Overview. This report has been compiled in accordance with the guidelines set forth by National Executive Council, NEC, of Nugs-China. The NEC has mandated chapter secretaries to submit an annual report detailing the administration of their respective chapters, encompassing achievements, programs, activities, and challenges. The annual report presented here for the Nugs-Shanghai chapter provides a comprehensive overview of the accomplishments, initiatives, events, and obstacles encountered during the 2023-2024 academic year, aimed at promoting the progress of the union. Membership. The Nugs-Shanghai chapter comprises 13 universities in Shanghai and currently has a total membership of 29 individuals. Kindly find the breakdown below. Donghua University, 3 members. East China Normal University, 3 members. East China University of Science and Technology, 1 member. Fudan University, 1 member. Nantong Medical University, 1. Shanghai Jiaotong University, 3 members. Shanghai Maritime University, 2 members. Shanghai National Accounting Institute, 1 member. Shanghai Ocean University, 3 members. Shanghai University of Electric Power, 2 members. Shanghai University, 1 member. Shanghai University of Engineering Science, 1 member. And Tongji University, 7 members. Administration, chapter executives. On Friday, August 18th, 2023, the responsibility of overseeing the affairs of Ghanaian students in Shanghai was delegated to 4 new member executive team in accordance with the constitution, given the limited number of members. The executive team of Nugs-Shanghai chapter is composed of Jeffrey Eboesiama, President, Abigail Kwashi, Secretary, Abigail Anayan, Financial Secretary, and Ferdinand Aisi Ado, the organizer. So this is an invitation to the handing over ceremony that took place on 6 p.m. 18th August 2023. Okay, so action plan for 2023-2024. Our tenure of office for the 2023-2024 academic year has been successful. Nugs-Shanghai drafted an action plan for the 2023-2024 academic year as follows. The General Assembly was supposed to go on the 23rd September 2023. Registration of new members was to happen throughout the entire academic year. That's from September 2023 to July 2024. We also plan an outdoor fanfare. That's a visit to the zoo. And we chose a day in October. We also plan on tips on life in China, like academic tips in October, an entrepreneurship workshop in November, an academic workshop in December, an Independent Day celebration or Akwaba Night in March, a fanfare or soccer event in April, and then the General Assembly meeting and farewell, and also other welfare programs from September to July 2024. However, below is the action plan that was executed. So we did have our General Assembly meeting on the 23rd September 2023. The registration of new members was ongoing throughout the year. On 3rd October, we organized a bus to convey people from Shanghai to Zhenjiang for the Nugs, the national games. And then we collaborated with Zhenjiang and Hangzhou chapters in creating awareness for breast cancer, which was titled Breast Health Matters, Check Yourself. On 11th November 2023, we had a hangout at the Shanghai Zoo. And then in October 2023, we had a workshop on academic tips in China. Okay, so below this, there are flyers of the activities that we have. Can you please scroll down here? Thank you very much. So the Nugs-Shanghai chapter executive for the 2023-2024 academic year effectively organized several impactful events. These include a lecture on research guidelines and tips following a student body survey, a breast cancer awareness program, a visit to the Shanghai Zoo to promote socialization among members, participation in national games organized by NEC at Zhejiang, and the celebration of Ghana's independence. So below are the flyers of the events that we organize throughout the year. Okay, so I'll move on to read the challenges that we faced. Our primary obstacle has been the availability of members during scheduled chapter programs and timely payment of the dues. Enhancements were made in collaboration between members and the executive team, primarily through consistent personal communications between the executives and the members. Collaborative programs were also held with other sister chapters. In terms of dues payments and membership registration, a flyer was created and shared on the chapter platform periodically to act as a reminder. Additionally, a structured payment plan was devised for members to adhere to the settlement of their dues. 7. Conclusion or way forward. Nugs-Shanghai is grateful for the continuous collaboration, backing, and motivation provided by the National Executive Council Committee of Nugs-China, the members of Nugs-Shanghai chapter, and the Association of Ghana Community, Shanghai. We deeply value the ongoing support and encouragement from these esteemed entities, which greatly contribute to the success and growth of our union. Signed by the Secretary, Abigail Kwashi, and me, the President, Jeffrey Oboisiam. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm done with the report.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. This is your financial report also ready? Shanghai.
Yes, our financial report is ready.
Yeah, please. I'm told the organizer will be presenting on that. Can you share? Should we make you co-host or we make the organizer co-host?
Okay, you can make me a co-host so I can share.
Okay, Mr. Organizer, please, you can make Jeffrey Shanghai Delegate a co-host so that he reads the financial report.
Okay. I hope you all can hear me.
Yes, please, we can hear you. Or we can see your screen.
So this is the financial report for the 2023-2024 academic year. I think there's an error here. It should be fixed. Okay, so income. We had an income of 11,503 RMB. Nugs-Shanghai dues received 750 RMB. Nugs National dues received 750 RMB. And then we had 11,300 RMB from the Aquaba Nines. I'm struggling to scroll down. Okay. So dues payments. These people have paid their dues. Abigail Anan, Ferdinand Aisha Ado, Siama Jeffrey Aboa, Abigail Kwashi, Laurentia Ajin Davis, Boachi Hansen Owusu, Philip Kofi Alimo, and Rafael De Souza. So a total of 1,500 RMB for the dues payments, which half was given to the National Executive Council. So general expenditure. During our trip to Nugs-China Games in Zhejiang province, 80 RMB was paid to the driver for his feeding all day. 30 RMB was used to pay for a flyer made for zoo outing organized by the chapter. 750 RMB was transferred to the financial controller of NEC for Nugs national dues paid and records. During the organization of Ghana Independence Day dinner celebration, 11,300 RMB tickets were sold and 10,410 RMB expenses was incurred. Below is the breakdown of expenses. 2,400 RMB for the purchase of coins for drinks at the event center. 1,500 RMB payment for 2 DJs. 1,500 RMB for the booking of the venue. 180 RMB for the purchase of the banner. 3,000 RMB for food. And 1,830 RMB for the performances at the event. So the total expenditure, 10,410 RMB. Note, 400 RMB was received by visitors who wanted to use the venue for a meeting on the same day of the event. 304.6 was used to purchase wristbands for entry into the event and taxi errands by the organizer and the president. After all the program expenditures, the balance of 95.36 was added to the money left. Hence, there are some additions and subtractions here. And at the end, 985.35 RMB. Overview. An amount of 13,128.36 RMB is our current balance, with no further occasion of events. The balance at hand will be handed over to the newly inducted financial controller for the Shanghai chapter. Signed, Abigail Annan, financial controller, and Jeffrey Boyesiama, national chapter president. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you very much, Shanghai chapter. So, congressmen, congresswomen, please, this is the report for Shanghai chapter, both the activities and their financial report. So, if you have any question, any concern, please feel free to bring it on board. Thank you very much. The floor is open. You can raise your hand if you have any concern or any question. Okay, I see a hand up. Okay. Madam Yisha, please, I can see your hand up. You can unmute and then introduce yourself and then go ahead. Hello, Madam Isha. Okay. I think she's having network challenges. Please, any other congressperson with a question or any recommendation for Shanghai chapter? Okay. Okay, you can go ahead. Okay. Hello, Madam Isha. Please, are you saying something?
Question.
Okay, please, you can go ahead. Okay. Okay. So, Shanghai chapter, please, there's a question for you. Do you have new executives or not? So, Mr. President, please, from Yisha.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Isha. There will be new executives. We are still in the process of vetting them, and after that, we are going to introduce the new executives. But there will be new executives. We are not continuing. There will be new executives.
All right. Okay, since that was not mentioned in your report. Okay. So please we include that in your report. Okay. So I think there is no other question for Shanghai chapter. So because of time, there is no other question or correction, then I'll humbly call on someone to move for the acceptance of Shanghai's report. Yeah.
I, Philip Kofi Ali, will move for the acceptance of Shanghai's report and financial report.
Okay. Thank you very much. If we need someone to second.
the whole pages and all that. It was only my Mafia that I was helping. Oh, I remember one time patients came to
Hello,
me for
Madam Isha.
something and I told her I don't have time.
Madam Isha, please, your mic is open. Thank you.
But the mic is not even working. I don't know.
So sorry. So sorry, Madam Isha. Okay, so please, can we have a seconder to second? Any seconder for Shanghai's report?
Hi, Samuel Benny. I move to second the report from Shanghai.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Bani. Yeah. So please, if we want to second, we are humbly entreated to raise our hands and introduce ourselves. And please, let's all come on board and let's do this as soon as possible. So after reading, you can come on board, and then if you're okay with it, we move so that we can finish early. Thank you very much. So next is Taiyuan chapter. So I call on the secretary to present.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Godfred Kofoteria, the outgone Taiwan Secretary, and I'll be reading the general report. After that, our FC would come in and read the financial statement.
Yeah.
Overview. So this report is in fulfillment of Article 17, Clause 3. Please, can I be heard?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Okay. Article 17, Clause 3, subsection F of the Nugs-China Constitution, which mandates the Secretary to report the state of the chapter to the President. So this comprehensive overview captures our administrative setup, achievements during the specified period, challenges, recommendations, and the financial statements. This aligns with our commitment to transparency, accountability, and constitutional obligations. So in terms of our administrative setup, we have a provincial coordinator in the person of Opoku Erica Udria. And for our chapter executives, we have Lukman Idrisu Jedua as the president, Godfred Kofoteria as the secretary, and Akolo Garnet MFR as a financial controller. So these are executives for the reporting period who have all currently handed over. Chapter committee members. So for the effective running of our chapter, the following committees were created and leaders were assigned to run its affairs. We have the academic committee, welfare, sports and entertainment, the electoral, and then we have the history committee. The last committee established was a vetting committee, and the composition of the committees is as follows. So for the please, can you scroll down? Please, media, can you help us? Can you scroll? Okay.